As we all know, the 2024 NFL Draft just took place a couple weeks ago. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be taking the top players within the draft and putting them all on one team to see how far they can go within the NFL. Here we have our all rookie roster. Now we do have some, you feel me, some big names. If you're not really too into the real NFL scene, you should know people like Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr. On the defensive end, we also got a couple people too, and Dallas Turner. So this is what our roster is looking like, man. I don't want to do too much talking, you feel me? We here to see how far this team can go. Hopefully the center of this team will be Caleb Williams, and he can have some success with his fellow draft class members and stuff like that, man. So first things first, we gonna go ahead and hop into our first game. But before we do that, man, y'all boys go ahead and sub to the channel and like this video. We ain't doing nothing until y'all boys sub up and like this video, man. But after y'all do that, we gonna go ahead and get right into the to the first game. All right, look, y'all boys, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I don't know every single player on this roster because I wasn't tuned in to the last college football season, but I know a good bit of players on this team. So early out, we gonna come out with the little run game, man. That's what I like to see from a team that's not all the way fully there yet. Don't have the best players. We want to see some runs to start off the game. We have Caleb Williams coming out in a 5-wide set, which isn't too bad for himself. You feel me? Getting that early first dot, picking up the first down, moving the chains early. Like I say, the start of the game, low key, is one of the biggest factors in a football game. Especially when we play the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers got a nice solid roster. Here we have Marvin Harrison Jr. Getting that pass from Caleb Williams, picking up the first down. So we moving the chains. We looking real solid. You feel me? We looking like vets out here so far, which is great. That's what we want to look like in our first game of the season. Everything always starts at the beginning. You feel me? Beginning of the year, we got to make sure we pick up the dub, and on the first drive, we got to make sure we pick up some points. So that's going to be one of the key factors within this game, is making sure in the beginning we coming out the gates executing every single time, man. And I did go in and try and fit the scheme to the best of this team, man, just so we can have the highest chance at having the highest success. But here we are, moving the chains once again, man. We eating up right now, you feel me? I don't want to get too high though, because y'all know how these sims get down, man. Like they be you feel me? They be on some fluky stuff, especially when it's a big difference between slow sim and the fast sim. Y'all already know that. But here we have a read option from Caleb Williams, finessing everybody. First downs after first downs after first down, man. We approaching the red zone very quickly, man. A lot quicker than I expected. You feel me? Because in the other videos I do, we have way better teams, way better QBs in terms of overall and stuff like that. And we struggle moving it down the field. But here we have a screen that's going to get stopped, man. Great decision on him holding the ball, though, because it did kind of get sniffed out by that edge player from Green Bay. But if we convert this, I don't even know what to say about this team. If this play right here, or drive right here, gets converted, as that boy Caleb Williams tries to go long, man, unsuccessful, man. I almost said Justin Fields. Y'all boys know that boy Caleb Williams did replace Justin Fields. So here we have a third and very long. Here, I just want to see us pick up some yards to keep ourselves in field goal range. I don't want to see us try and do too much as the pressure comes down the middle and takes us out of field goal range, man. After all that great few plays, man, moving the chains down the field, our drive is going to get stopped, and we're going to end up punting and not getting points here. Coming out in our fast sim, man, we got 0 points on the board with Green Bay breaking that drought, scoring a field goal, but we go back-to-back scores right there right before half, which is clutch. Green Bay does respond with the touchdown, 2 touchdowns actually. Now we end the fourth, you feel me, down 1 score, under a minute left. We can't get the stop on defense, and that is going to be the game, man. I talked all that about starting off good, starting off great, and we're going to have a good season. And look what happens. We come out with the L in on the first drive. We didn't even get a field goal. So that's going to do it. Let's take a look at these stats, man. Here we have our stats. Now, Caleb Williams didn't have a great game, but didn't have a terrible game in my opinion. 128 yards, with an 87 passer rating is not the worst, man. 70 pass completion percentage is pretty decent. If you can do that for the whole year, I wouldn't be mad at you, but we want to see some more touchdowns. We can't go a game with 0 touchdowns. 0 interceptions is good, but 0 touchdowns, we're not going to win like that. We don't have the run game necessary to really win with our quarterback having 0 touchdowns. As far as our defense goes, our defense did force an interception, which is pretty good. We're going to see who forced that interception, but 2 touchdowns is, you feel me? You want to get that down a little bit. Let's take a look at our rushing game. So here we have Jonathan Brooks with 55 rushing yards. Like I said, run game just isn't strong enough to where Caleb Williams can go touchdownless within the pass game. Caleb Williams had 54 rushing yards. Now, he is in that Justin Fields playbook. So that's probably why he has 54 rushing yards. I'm probably going to change it because I feel like that's not Caleb Williams' stilo to be running like that. So we're going to switch it up just to try and get him better in the pass game because I feel like Caleb Williams is a better passer than he is a runner. Now, let's take a look at our receivers. Now, we have Brock Bowers from Georgia as our number 1 receiver. Now, our actual number 1 receiver in the depth chart is Marvin Harrison Jr. with only 2 receptions, 19 yards. I don't know whose fault it is, whether it's his fault or Caleb Williams' fault, but we want to see some more production from Marvin Harrison Jr. considering he is a superstar receiver and he is our number 1. So we're going to need more production from him down the line if we want to win games. Now, let's take a look. Who got that interception on our team? It was Kool-Aid McKinstry. Now, Kool-Aid McKinstry is a 4th string DB on this team, which is a little crazy, man. He is our nickel DB. And he was able to get an interception on minimum downs. If he's able to continue to play like this over the course of the midseason mark, we gonna have to, you feel me, straighten some things out. But we're gonna go ahead and sim to the midseason mark and see how well this team is doing. At the midseason mark, I wouldn't say disappointing, but we are 2-5, which is not great at the bottom of the division. But hear me out. If we take a look at our standings in the NFC North, everybody else is also 2-5. So we got potential, but I can't even be mad at it. We are some rookies. We don't have the proper development yet. Consider we are 80 overall, but like I said, experience is probably one of the most important factors when it comes to you feel me, just having success in a sport in general. Whether it's football, basketball, it doesn't matter. Experience is probably number 1 factor when it comes to it, man. But let's take a look at these stats, see how well our team is doing. So here we have Caleb Williams, 32nd in the NFL. Just terrible. That's poor. Only 1,000 yards on the season. You're not even halfway to 3,000 yards, let alone 4,000 yards on the season, which is a target goal for a successful quarterback. Now, mind you, I didn't change the scheme just yet. I feel like I want to give him a little bit more games within that Bears playbook. It's not really, I don't think it's scheme because the scheme is set 100% for this team. It's the playbook. So we're going to have to switch from the Bears playbook for Caleb Williams, but he does have 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So like I said, he's a phenomenal passer. We probably just got him running way too much in this offense, man. With 154 yards per game, we want to get that up to about 200. 8 touchdowns in 8 games. Come on, man. We need more than that from you, Caleb Williams. Now, in the run game, he does have 276 yards, 3 touchdowns rushing. So it's not bad. He's not playing the worst, but he looks like Justin Fields, ironically. But here we have Jonathan Brooks, who does have 388 yards, 1 touchdown on the season, 100 carries. Pretty mid. But like I said, they are just rookies, you feel me? If he was to do this in his rookie season, he has a possibility to be the best running back out of his draft class. Here we have Blake Corum, 110 yards as well. Now let's take a look in the receiver room. Marvin Harrison Jr. has made improvements in climbing the charts in terms of targets to this team. Becoming number 2, Brock Bowers is still the number 1 target for Justin Fields. Like I said, everything should change after we switch that scheme up, man. Here we have LSU's Malik Neighbors with 187 yards, 3 touchdowns, and Rome with 4 touchdowns. So Rome and Malik Neighbors are the only one with passing touchdowns so far, which I don't get how that is even the case. For the simple fact of, like I said, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Brock Bowers are just simply better in my opinion. But it's all cool, man. Let's look at our defense. I feel like defensively, we straight. You feel me? We solid. So here we have Junior Colson. I don't know what college he came from, but we do have Junior Colson with 2 intos on the season, which is pretty smooth for just a half a season, man. But here's what our defensive stats do look like, man. Hopefully, once we change up the scheme a little bit, we're gonna have a lot more success with this team. Cause 2-5 is just not gonna cut it. Now we are the number 3rd defense in the league in terms of points per game, which is great, and the number 8 rushing offense, but last in the pass game, man. So like I said, changing that scheme should have major effects on this team, and I'm gonna get at y'all after we sim the rest of the season, man. Look, y'all boys, at the end of the season, we end up missing the playoffs by just a little bit. We did go number 2 in the division, going 8-9, but the Green Bay Packers just wasn't playing around. If we probably would have won that last game at the end of the season, probably would have went to the playoffs, man. Let's see the standings. See how far away we were from making the playoffs. I feel like we was just out. We are in the NFC, so let's take a look at the NFC standing. So yeah, so we're literally a game out from making the playoffs, man. What a sad time for this all rookie team. But it's cool though. They got some years to go in the league, man. But we're gonna take a look at their stats, see how well this team finished off. I'm not mad at them. You feel me? I'm low-key kind of surprised. Caleb Williams had a full 360 turnaround after we switched up the scheme for him. He went crazy on these boys. 3,700 yards, 27 tutties, only 8 intos. Like, come on, man. 72 pass completion percentage, 109 passer rating. Like, that's low-key tough for a rookie, bro. I should have switched the scheme after game 1. We probably would have been in the playoffs. But it's all cool, though. Little coaching mistake, man. But here we have even Jonathan Brooks going up on the year, man. Almost pushing 1,000 yards on the season with 6 tutties. That's tough. And Caleb Williams had 500 yards in the rushing game. Like, come on, bro. That is super tough. 500 rushing yards with 3,700 passing yards. That's tough. That's tough. Let's look at the receiving yards. See who teed up. Of course, your boy Marvin Harrison Jr. ended up teeing up, man. Went from 200, I think he was at like, not 200, about 300 yards at the midseason mark, all the way up to 1,200. That's OD, man. But he did have 5 receiving touchdowns. But Rome went crazy in the touchdown game, man. 13 touchdowns, insane for a rookie. But only 700 receiving yards, which is straight. Brock Bowers did drop ever since we switched the scheme, but 700 yards from a tight end is smooth, you feel me? In today's league, the tight end is not like, you feel me, going too crazy unless you Kelsey, Kittle, or Mark Andrews, really. So this is pretty good. So I feel like everybody in their respective position had a great season. Like, they don't even look like rookies in terms of stats, in my opinion. Now, defensively, let's take a look at our interceptions. Now, Quinion Mitchell, I believe he got drafted to the Eagles. It looked like the Eagles got themselves one, man. 5 intos on the year is tough from a rookie. 4 TFLs too. He had a great year himself. Let's look at the rushing game and the passing game. Byron Murphy going crazy. 16.5 sacks is tough with 17 TFLs. That's crazy, y'all boys. Now, I feel like these rookies, they really played to a level of like vets. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Going 8-9, progressing this far is just fine. But that's going to cap it off right there, man. But before we end off this video, y'all boys don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, man. Please do that before y'all just click off this vid. Like, comment, and subscribe. If y'all want to see a part 2, comment it down below. If y'all want to see a different draft class, comment that down below as well. But that's going to cap it off. And it's your boy, tgbbean, and I'm out.